Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever kind of scratched your head wondering how a belief system can talk about one supreme god but also have, thousands of different deities? Well, today we're going to unpack a really fascinating philosophical concept that answers that exact question. Let's get right into it.
I mean, it really does seem like a contradiction, doesn't it? You have this idea of a single, ultimate, all-encompassing reality. And then, on the other hand, you've got this huge, vibrant pantheon of gods and goddesses. So what's the deal? Which one is it? Well, what if I told you the answer is both? Let's see how that's even possible. You see, the whole key to solving this puzzle lies in this one elegant idea. One reality, many forms. It's a beautifully simple answer to what looks like a really complex question. And the master key that unlocks this entire concept comes from this ancient Sanskrit verse from the Rig Veda. Ekam sat Viprah Bahuda Vadanti. Now what that means is, truth is one, the wise call it by many names. Seriously, that one line is the foundation for everything we're about to explore.
So yeah, let's unpack the incredible power packed into that one little phrase and figure out what it's really telling us. At the very heart of all this is the concept of Brahman. Now, this is the ultimate singular reality. It's not a person, but it's more like the fundamental essence of, well, everything. A great way to think about it is like a vast, endless ocean. All the different gods and goddesses we hear about, they're like the individual waves rising up from that very same water. Okay, I know that can still feel a little abstract, a little out there. So let's bring it down to earth with a couple of really simple, everyday analogies that'll make this whole thing just click. First up, let's look at an analogy from our own lives, something you probably do every single day without even thinking about it. One person playing many different roles. Just think about it for a second. One person can be a mother to their kids, a daughter to their parents, a teacher at work, and a cook at home. You're still one single individual, right? But you express totally different sides of yourself in each of those roles. Different situations, different names, but still the same person at the core. So you see the parallel? Just like one person is the single essence behind all those different roles, Brahman is the one reality behind all the many divine forms. Okay, now let's try looking at this from a completely different angle, this time from the natural world. Let's talk about water, good old H2O. It can be a liquid flowing in an ocean, it can be a gas floating as a cloud, or it can be a solid frozen into a massive glacier or falling as snow. The forms look and feel completely different, but that core chemical essence, it's always H2O. Different forms, same substance. All right, so with those two analogies locked in, one person with many roles and one substance with many forms, let's take this concept and just blow it up to the cosmic level. Now, the most famous expression of this whole principle is what's known as the Trimurti. This is a divine trio that represents the three fundamental jobs that keep the entire cosmos running. So first you have Brahma, the creator, who brings the universe into existence. Then comes Vishnu, the preserver, whose job is to maintain all the order and balance. And finally, you have Shiva, the transformer, or destroyer, whose role of destruction is actually essential to clear the way for new creation. Altogether, they represent this never-ending cycle of the universe. Three crucial functions, all flowing from that one single source. But wait, it doesn't stop with just those three. Not even close. The idea of divine manifestation goes way further, covering this huge variety of forms, and each one has its own specific purpose or domain. So, for example, you have Lakshmi, the embodiment of wealth and prosperity. Then there's Saraswati, who represents knowledge, music, and the arts. And of course, Ganesha, the beloved remover of obstacles and the god of new beginnings. Each one is like a unique doorway to a specific aspect of that one divine reality. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean when you put it together? If there are so many different forms, how does that all lead to one single destination? Well, it means that whether someone is praying to Ganesha for help with a new project, or to Saraswati for wisdom, or to Vishnu for protection, all of these wonderfully diverse divine forms are all just different paths leading to the exact same place. Each form is a way to connect with that one, formless, ultimate reality. And, this is why this philosophy is often seen as being so inclusive. It basically says that all these different paths are perfectly valid ways to approach the same ultimate truth. The paths are many, but the destination is one. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If one ultimate reality can have an infinite number of unique, beautiful expressions, what does that say about the potential that's waiting inside each of us? Something to think about? Thanks for